matchup to your guys' front court against theirs. They kind of got to you guys quick. How did you guys bounce back and come back in the second half?
I don't know. I mean, we had to change sometime. I feel like we lost 3 games in a row in conference, and we just realized that this can't fly. We looked each other in the eyes, put in a timeout, whatever, and said, like, this can't fly no more. And I feel like everyone individually understood that, and we all stepped up and owned up to our past mistakes, and we just said no more. So I think that's how we overcame that first blow that they threw.
Was it someone that spoke up specifically, or just kind of a general feeling?
I think it was a general feeling, but I think Peyton did a good job speaking up. Even though he's a younger guy, he did speak up, and then also he showed it on the court. I think he came in and he had quick 7 points. So, that guy's been going through a lot, but he's a fighter, and that's big time from him to see that from him.
Filip, I think it was after the Eastern Illinois game, you talked about, the team maybe not being arrogant going into each match. Not that you guys were arrogant, but I guess what was just the mindset difference maybe between the past couple of games and you guys really turning it up maybe the final, 27 minutes of this game?
I think we had 2 good practices, and basketball is like it's a game. We should treat it as a game. It's serious, yeah, but you should have fun out there. And I feel like before maybe we weren't having fun or whatnot. And I feel like we did that. We kind of got our swag back. And so I feel like that was the difference in the last 27, 30 minutes. We played with some swag, energy, and at the end of the day, basketball is just a game, and we just went out there and played.
It seemed like you guys hit a little bit of a lull, and they came back and took a 4-point lead. What was said in the huddle, maybe going back out? It seemed like you guys got another kind of jolt of energy coming out of that time.
Again, I don't know what was really said, just generally, like, we got to pick this up. They also went up 6 when we double teamed Trace, and he shot and it hit the backboard, and they got a offensive rebound and laid it up. I feel like a lot of teams and a lot of players would just hang their head after that, and we just understood that this is not something we can do. So we just battled through that. It was unfortunate that happened, but we got to fight through it.
You guys were a bit shorthanded, obviously, just based on availability, but Josh Dix provided some good minutes, hit one of the biggest shots of the game. Desante Bowen found Chris late. What can you say about the younger guys really stepping up in those situations?
They're learning fast. They got to step up, and I feel like they're learning fast. Like Josh Dix, not only did he hit a big 3, but his double teams on Trace really helped me out. I feel like we trapped him. Yeah, it was unfortunate that they got that little rebound off Trace's shot, but Josh and I put him in that position, and that was mostly due to him. And then Desante, providing good minutes, providing pressure, like in our press defense. We got a 10-second call, so they're learning fast, and that's what we need them to do.
Can we ask you about your 5th foul?
My 5th foul. I don't know if college players can get fined, but I don't know. I don't know who called it, but I don't think it was that one. But then me and Larry were just kind of messing around with my earlier ones. I was just saying, I don't know how you saw it from that side or whatever, but it happens sometimes. And when I'm guarding a player like Trace, he's an amazing player, and he's gonna get calls, and he's a handful. So I just gotta be better, I guess. So.
I don't know exactly how many, but there were several plays where you were able to finish through the contact, hit the layup, and then converted them from the free throw line. Just describe the physicality level that you were able to play with tonight.
I feel like that's something I pride myself on. I might not be the biggest guy, but I don't know. That's just how I grew up, just being tough. I really don't know what to say. Like, they're really physical. This league is physical, and I feel like I fit in.
Filip, do you describe yourself as an emotional player? Because I think when, early as you guys were trying to get back into it, I think you stomped on the floor or shook the arena, might have broken down the 40-year-old roof or whatnot. But do you describe yourself as an emotional player, and how does that kind of fuel you?
Definitely. I think I'm an emotional player. Growing up, ever since I was born, I was watching my dad play. That competitive edge was always in me. Seeing him win Euro Leagues, national titles, and everything like that. I feel like the competitive nature is something that's I grew up with always. So I feel like I mean, you guys can see I'm flexing every time I get an end. But it's just in me. I'm an emotional player, and I feel like that sometimes rubs off on others, and I feel like that's a good thing.
0-4 would have been a pick. Just what does this do? What does this win do for you guys moving forward?
I mean, it does a lot. We beat a really good team. I don't know what they're ranked. I think top 15. But you know, it shows us that we can play with the best teams in this country. You know, even though we were 0-3, we beat a really good team, and now we understand that we can play with anyone. So going forward, this is like a standard that we have to come in with every game.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
Okay.